Yeah, so, all right, good. You guys had your energy release, and we like the pattern the meeting has gotten into over the recent couple of weeks, maybe a month, we have no idea. That you all have the opportunity to come together and then release a bunch of shit. And you release a bunch of shit, and then as Eloheim and the Guardians expressed, you fill up with something that's higher vibrational, more conscious, and ready to go. And then what we want to look at is what to do with that new stuff, how to incorporate that new stuff. Because what tends to happen is when you have new in your life, you forget about it. You forget it's there because it's not part of your habit. You forget it's there because it's not part of your day-to-day routine, not part of your patterns, not part of what you do every day. You forget it's there. You forget it's there. So we want to help you not forget it's there. How does one do that? Part of what we want to talk to you about tonight is integration. It came primarily out of a private session that Eloheim did earlier this week, or who knows when. Recently. We have to get really used to that term, recently, because it's vague enough that it incorporates enough time frame that we don't constantly say last week when it was a month ago and things like that. Recently there was a private session, and during that private session what really became clear is that you were at a time of integration. What are you integrating? Well, you're integrating your alternate expressions, otherwise known as past and future lifetimes. You're also integrating your soul's energy, which is part of the exercise you did tonight, where you invited in your soul's energy. But what happens? Is it just going to stick around in your left shoulder someplace? Is it going to be part of like your backpack? You've got something in there that you don't know what to do with? That's the point of what we're talking about, is moving into a place of integrating the energies of your alternate expressions and your soul in order for you to have a Homo Spiritus experience. For you to actually walk from an ascended state, you must be integrated and then emanate what you have integrated. There's not a time now where you can sort of sometimes be thinking about your spirituality and sometimes not. It's become part of you. It's in your cells. It's a way of living. It's a way of living. You're living as a spiritual being. You're living as a being walking toward Homo Spiritus. And the way that you keep from forgetting that is by looking at integration. Now, one of the main tools that we've given you for integration is the idea that you need to be consistently reminding yourself to bring only the high vibrational, most conscious aspects of your alternative expressions into this lifetime. If you all of a sudden have emotional states that don't seem to apply toward your current circumstances, you can almost be guaranteed that it's an alternate expression affecting the experience you're having. All right? We know you're having this, where all of a sudden you feel like you got knocked across the room and you have no idea what happened. Now, those of you who are very psychic and intuitive and empathic, you're used to this more, but you're used to having a better handle on it. We would imagine that you're feeling it more strongly than you have in years, where other people, quote, other people's experiences are affecting you more than they have recently. Now, what we want to say to you is every time this occurs, it's an opportunity for integration. Integration is your buzzword. Your desire to integrate your alternative expressions and your soul's energy into your current experience has to move up the list of priorities. Bliss being in the moment without duality. Now, you can be in the moment and still be in duality. But when you can be in the moment without duality, you are in bliss. In the moment without duality. Now, that doesn't mean no preferences. It means no duality about the preferences. So, something occurs you wish it hadn't. Well, the example we had that we liked the other day was, you go to the Olympics and you get a silver medal. In the moment, you have a silver medal. But part of you wishes you had the gold. Right? That's a preference. It's a preference to have the gold. But if you're judging silver as not good, as good as gold, then you're still in duality. So you can be in the moment experiencing your silver medal and still be in duality. When you're in the moment and you're experiencing a alternative to duality, no duality in the moment, that's bliss. You're there with your silver medal. You're not comparing it or yourself to any other thing. You're not deciding anything is better or worse than the experience you're having right then. You're just having the experience you're having. That's bliss. In the moment, without duality being present. So, part of your integration is experiencing your moments and asking yourself, okay, great, I'm finally in the moment, but what am I doing in my moment? Am I bringing duality, judgment into my moment? Yes. We don't have all that much we want to say. It's all been said very well tonight, but we do want to just add that you're held. You're held. It may feel so very random. It may feel so very ambiguous, and as Elohim said, Fred may not give a damn, but we sure do. And that you're held. You're held in the swaddling cloths, right? As the babe is wrapped tightly and held securely and carried on its journey at the beginning, and then it begins to walk, and as it runs around the fire, it's grabbed and picked up and taught and instructed and loved and scolded as need be. It's still being held. You're still being held. And as you get rebellious and headstrong and think you know everything, become a teenager and a young 20s person, and you're convinced that the wisdom of the world is in you, even then you're still held. And now as you walk as adults, whatever that means, and you think the weight of the world is on your shoulders, and the wisdom of the world has gone someplace else. You wish you could find it. That 20-year-old sure knew where it was, but it just seems to have poofed away at some point. You're still held. You're still held in the truth of you experiencing the truth of you. The truth of you experiencing the truth of you is the womb, is the swaddling cloths, is the blanket, is the nurturing. Always coming back to the truth of you being how you are held. We don't know another way to express it, but the truth of you gives you your truth. It's not something you have to look for. It's something you allow to be revealed and you're willing to experience.